Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel for collecting autographs through the mail, or TTM. I've been talking about doing this for a long time, but I never had the time. Somehow I just found the time to start sharing my love of autograph collecting. I've been collecting about 45 years now. My collection is a little over 1,200 signatures, mostly TTM, but a good portion of the collection was actually done in person. It consists of mostly athletes, but I've started collecting celebrities and politicians over the last few years. I'd say the difficulty of displaying these items, the most challenging part for me to grasp, is the inability to share the collection. The only people who have seen my collection are really close friends, family. While they recognize how much I enjoy collecting, they probably do not appreciate it as much as someone watching this channel. So my goal in starting this channel is to share my success and my collection with this amazing community of collectors. Hopefully, if you're currently a collector, you'll enjoy the videos. If you're not currently a collector and you thought TTM stood for TikTok Man, just stick around. Maybe you'll be asking for stamps as a birthday gift and running for the mailbox looking for your next big return. It's a great hobby, an even better group of people who love what they do and want to share their collection. Please remember to like this video and subscribe so you do not miss future videos. I've not determined a timeline for the video, so subscribing is the best way to keep track of my success. Let's get started. All right, first return up is Johnny Damon. So Johnny Damon was an outfielder. Was drafted by Kansas City in 1992, the 35th pick overall. Played for quite a few teams throughout his career: Kansas City, Oakland, Boston, New York, Detroit, Tampa, and Cleveland. He was active from 95 to 2012, so he had a good career. It took 56 days to get this return back, so that's not bad. It's a pretty quick turnaround. The address is actually on Star Tiger and fanmail.biz. So if you're not familiar, Star Tiger is a subscription site. It's about 40 bucks a year, so well worth the money if you want to do this hobby. FanMail.biz is a free site. You will find some addresses on there. If you're just getting started and don't want to invest a lot of money, you could start with FanMail.biz, but Star Tiger is definitely one of the better ones out there. All right, just a few tidbits on Johnny Damon. Johnny was born in Kansas on the Fort Riley military base. Played football in high school and actually was once hit by NFL Hall of Fame defensive lineman Warren Sapp, causing his first concussion. His last game in Major League Baseball was August 1st, 2012 with Cleveland. Just some final MLB stats for Johnny. He batted .284 with 2,769 hits, 235 home runs, 1,139 RBI. He had 408 stolen bases. Johnny actually does have a charity, so if an athlete or celebrity has a charity they support, I'm going to share those in these videos. If you want to visit him, it's johnnydamon.org. Next up is Russ Grimm, an NFL football player. He played offensive guard, drafted by Washington in 1981 as a 69th pick overall. He only played for Washington between 81 and 91, so a good 10-year career. It only took 24 days to get this back from a Hall of Famer. That's pretty good. And his address is both on Star Tiger and fanmail.biz. Some more information on Russ. So Russ was born in Scottsdale, Pennsylvania in 1959. He did play for Pitt as their offensive center from 77 to 80. He was a founding member of the Hogs offensive line in Washington. So if you're old enough, you'll remember that was a very famous offensive line that played for Washington in some of their best years. He was in 4 Super Bowls, winning 3. And he was elected to the Hall of Fame in 2010, as you can see there on the nice autograph on the card. He did coach with Washington, Pittsburgh, Arizona, and Tennessee. He is also a member of the Western Pennsylvania Sports Hall of Fame. Next up, Rocky Cherry. So Rocky was a pitcher. He was drafted by the Cubs in 2002 with the 423rd overall pick. He played for Chicago and Baltimore in the majors. He did play for the Mets, Boston, and San Diego later in his career with just minor league appearances. He was active between 2003 and 2008. This took only 15 days to get back, and I did find the address on Star Tiger. So a little bit more information on Rocky. He was born in Dallas, Texas. He was actually the last pitcher to pitch in the original Yankee Stadium. His last MLB game with the Orioles was in 2008. Some final numbers for Rocky. He was only 1-4 with a 5.77 ERA, striking out 38. Just a little bit of interesting information. Rocky's family owns Cherry Coatings in Carrollton, Texas. That may help you figure out where I got the address from. The only downside to this autograph was that signature did get smeared in the envelope, so that does happen from time to time if the signer inadvertently puts it into the envelope a little too early. I probably won't send back for Rocky. I think this is a good signature. All right, we're going to move to basketball. So this is David Greenwood. So David was a forward drafted by the Chicago Bulls as the second overall pick back in 1979. He played for Chicago, San Antonio, Denver, and Detroit. He was active from 79 to 91. Another really quick turnaround. This was only 13 days, and I did get David's address at Star Tiger. So a little bit more about David. He was born in Linwood, California. He was, as I mentioned, the second overall draft pick behind Magic Johnson, who's a pretty good player. He played at UCLA and is actually in the Collegiate Basketball Hall of Fame. His last game was with San Antonio in 1991. Some final numbers for David. He had 8,482 points, 6,537 rebounds, 736 blocks, and he was an NBA champion in 1990. Moving along with another basketball player. So this is Kurt Rambis. Kurt was a forward. He was the 58th pick by New York in 1980. He played for LA, Charlotte, Phoenix, and Sacramento. He was active from 80 to 95. The response time on him, another quick one, 17 days, and the address was on Star Tiger. Kirk is of Greek descent and was born in Terre Haute, Indiana. You'll notice when I mentioned the teams he played for, I didn't mention New York. After he was drafted by them, he was released. So Kurt moved back to Greece and played for the 80-81 season in Greece. When he returned to the NBA in 1981, he signed as a free agent with LA. Just some final numbers on Kurt. He had 4,603 points, 4,961 rebounds, 931 assists. He's a 4-time NBA champion as a player, 2-time NBA champion as an assistant coach, and 3-time NBA champion as a team executive. So quite an impressive resume for Kurt. Vanna White. So here's our first celebrity. So Vanna White's first TV appearance was in 1980 on The Price is Right, actually as a contestant. I believe that video is out on YouTube if you ever wanted to see that. She's been active from 1980 to the present. The response time was about 61 days. For celebrities, I typically send a 4x6 photo, so that's what came back with Vanna's signature on it. Her address is on Star Tiger, and you can also get that on fanmail.biz. She was born in Horry County, South Carolina. She was a contestant in the Miss Georgia pageant back in 1978. She did write an autobiography, Vanna Speaks. It was actually a bestseller in 1987. So there are still copies of that around if you're interested in reading that. She also appeared in Playboy magazine the same year. So that 87 was a busy year for Vanna. She first appeared on Wheel of Fortune in 1982 and then actually became the regular co-host in December of that year. She actually is a Guinness World Record holder for the most frequent clapper. She's a big supporter of St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, so I'm sure she would appreciate if you would follow up with St. Jude, and if you can make a donation, she would appreciate that. Another celebrity here, we've got Larry Wilcox. So Larry's first TV appearance was in 1971 on a TV show called Room 222. He's been active from 71 to the present. This one I actually got in person. So no return time on this, and it was an 8x10 photo that Larry had there available for me. Larry was actually born in San Diego and raised in Wyoming. He was in the Marine Corps from 67 to 73, including a tour in Vietnam. He was cast as his most important role as John Baker on the show Chips in 1977. He remained on that show until 1982. Following his time on Chips, Wilcox actually went behind the scenes and started his own production company. He's made several cameo appearances as Officer Baker over the years in TV shows and movies. He's actually married to Marlene Harmon, a member of the 1980 Olympic heptathlon team. Co-star Robert Pine, who I met at the same event, his first appearance on TV was in 1964 in a Kraft suspense theater production of A Line Amongst Men. He's been active since '64 and is still active. This, again, like I said, was purchased in person, and it's an 8x10 photo. Robert was born in New York City. He was cast as Sergeant Joe Gutierrez on the show Chips in '77, and he remained on the show until 1983. His real-life wife appears as his character's wife in several Chips episodes. I thought that was interesting. He continued to act in several smaller roles in both TV and movies. You can still see him to this day. His wife Gwen, they have 2 children that are also actors. You might recognize Chris Pine as being somebody that's a pretty popular actor, and Katie is their daughter. So another bit of information I want to share in these videos are some recent passings. We certainly don't want to send an autograph request to a recently passed individual. Anybody that has passed away here, we certainly pass along condolences to their family and friends. Singer Aaron Carter recently died. He was born on December 6, 1987, and he just passed away on November 4th. An actor, Robbie Coltrane. So if you're familiar with the Harry Potter movies, I know if you like those movies, you know who Robbie was. He was born in March of 1950, and he died on October 13th. Jerry Lee Lewis was born in September of 1935 and passed away on October 27th. Very popular singer, really kind of started the rock and roll era. Very talented man. Football player Dave Butts, who ironically was scheduled for an autograph appearance that I was going to be attending. Sadly, he passed away on November 2nd. He was born in 1950. Another football player, unfortunately, I never did get Ray's autograph. He was at a lot of shows, but not one that I ever got. He's, I believe, the only NFL punter that is in the Hall of Fame. He was born in December of 1949 and passed away on November 2nd of 2022. One more I'll throw in there, an autograph I do have. It's actually on the first slide of this in the background. That's Bruce Sutter. He was born in 1953 and passed away October 12th of 2022. A fantastic pitcher for the Cardinals and the Cubs. I also thought it would be very interesting to show some items from my own collection. I'm going to throw these in. I have 1,200 autographs. I've got plenty to show you. So these are 2 of my favorite 3 running backs. On the left-hand side here is Earl Campbell, played for the Houston Oilers. Fantastic running back. On the right is Barry Sanders, of course, played for the Lions. If you're younger, did not have the opportunity to see these gentlemen play live, you definitely want to get on YouTube and look up their videos. They're just fun to watch. My 3rd favorite running back is Walter Payton. Unfortunately, he has passed, and I did not get his autograph. But if you want to watch what a real tough running back does, those are the 3 gentlemen, as well as Jim Brown, that you want to try to find some video of. All right, so my last little thing here, we're going to identify the autograph. So you want to take a look at this autograph. If you think you know who it is, go ahead and comment below. On my next video, I will release the name of this autograph. I think this will be a fun thing to do, and we'll see how good collectors are. No peeking, no looking it up, see if you can guess who that is, and hopefully you enjoy that part of the... I'd like to thank you for watching the video. Hopefully it inspires you to send to your favorite player or celebrity a letter and share how you've been affected by what they've done. Just maybe they'll return it to you, TTM. If you like this channel, please subscribe and make sure you do not miss future videos. You can visit me also at Instagram, autographs_TTMBob. I have a website, autographsttm.com. My returns as well as some articles I've written will be on there. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Until next time, may your returns be plentiful and your mail carrier think you're crazy.